Well, hello everybody. It's Ammolite Ken. Happy to be with all of you and looking forward to your questions. Please feel free to send through your questions at any time, and we'll see if I can answer them to the best of my ability. Happy Canada Day to everybody. You know, Canada Day is July 1st, but here at TVSN it's today. So this time I get to celebrate Canada Day twice in 1 year. You know, Ammolite is so special. Thanks for that question. Really, just because Mother Nature's taken 71 million years to create this anomaly that has occurred nowhere else on Earth. And like most anomalies, it's incredibly rare. And from start to finish, as you might have heard me say on previous shows, there's less, 100 years from start to finish. There's probably less than 60 or 50 years in this entire deposit. You know, I kind of came across Ammolite 30 years ago by accident, and I was always a lover of art and all the arts, music, you know, paintings, color. I was fascinated by it, and so I had a minor in theater and a major in business, and stumbled across this incredibly rare thing that I'd never seen before. And when I did some looking into it, I realized that the whole world had never heard of it. So when you were young, and I always say sometimes you have more guts than brains, I decided to get out and start telling people about Ammolite. And here we are 30 years later having a chat through a video platform that I've only used one time, which is right now, to have this conversation with all of you. Well, you know, it started with the gemstone and the geology, and then my sort of introduction into the jewelry market. Started going to Tucson, Arizona, if you can believe that. And Tucson is really famous for jewelry. It's where the most lucrative turquoise mines are in the world. And so a lot of people from all over the world started going to Tucson in February of all times when the mines were shut down and the miners would sell their stones. And I started going to Tucson because there was a small jewelry fair there, which now has turned into one of the largest gemstone, fossil, and mineral shows. And that was really my introduction into jewelry. And then it's just like any sort of skill in art. Yeah, I've just spent 30 years, uh, working and developing jewelry. Thanks for that question. Sorry for the long answer. So my designs, it really depends on the collection. But a word that you'll hear me say often is just wearable. You know, I really think that, contemporary women want to be able to, invest in beautiful things that they are not limited to wearing for one particular occasion or another. You know, in clothing and in trends, we talk about seasons and things like that. I want to inspire people. I want to create maybe something new that hopefully falls into that category of classic and wearable. And there's a bit of whimsy. I don't take life too seriously. You can even tell when I'm on television. I don't take that. I mean, I take it seriously, but it's fun. We're talking about jewelry and beautiful things. So why shouldn't we have some fun? Little giggle now and again is not going to hurt anybody. Philosophy, that's a good question. So my philosophy is about capturing beauty, essence, and that all ties back into wearability. So really, I guess my philosophy is creating beautiful wearable jewelry for all ages that stand the test of time. Special occasion jewelry is important, but life is casual and even more casual these days. So whether you're, I don't know if you say vacuum or hoovering your carpet, why not have a fabulous piece of jewelry on it? Might just pick up your day a little bit. So I'm working on a collection. You're the first, platform I've said this to, but I'm working on something in sunflowers. And sunflowers to me are inspiring and beautiful and always make me smile. And that's my philosophy in jewelry. Well, the future, I think, well, first of all, there's without a doubt, Ammolite is going to continue to rise in price. That's not sales. It's true. 300% in the last, almost 3 decades. It's and as the world becomes to know about Ammolite, more and more people are looking towards it. Something interesting happened some years ago. The master in Feng Shui in Hong Kong and China, his name is Master Edward Lee, wrote a book, and he called it the most influential gemstone in the practice of Feng Shui for the next millennium. And he has since written somewhere between 9 to 11 books talking specifically and only about Ammolite. And so we have this entire, giant country aspiring to own Ammolite. So the world, it's not the best kept secret. It's not the sleeping beauty of the gem world anymore, like the Discovery Channel said. This is something that most people know and could easily be exhausted, maybe even in less than 100 years. So our generation is spoiled because we have a lot of beautiful Ammolite and a lot of choices that we can have to wear it. I'm just plugging in my phone, everybody, so bear with me for a second here. There we go. What are you doing? Oh, and you're not guessing shows. Well, that's an easy one. First of all, father, 2 beautiful daughters, a wife of 27 years. We were met and married when we were quite young, and we enjoy to travel when you can travel. We as a family have traveled to faraway destinations. Australia, New Zealand is definitely on our list. I'm under strict orders from my wife not to do anything too exciting in either of these countries until we can do it together. Love to ski, and I'm a big fan of music. Do I have a message for TVSN viewers? Well, you know what? First of all, I want to say thank you for welcoming me into the TVSN family. It's something that I've enjoyed for many years. I love, I don't necessarily love the flight, but I love being in Australia. Some people don't know this, but I actually stay in Manly Bay because it makes me feel like I'm on vacation, which is hardly the case when you're doing hours and hours of live television on a 16-hour time difference. But dip your toe into the surf, or even to look out onto the beautiful waters of Australia, it's amazing. And so it's a privilege, and I thank all of you for, being great ambassadors of Ammolite. Hopefully, loving the jewelry, creating heirloom pieces for the people that you love. And every time that I put together a show and create a design, I do it with great passion and love and respect for all of you. Well, after this Q&A, I'm going to be back on air. As far as the next visit, I think we're talking about late January or early February. So not soon enough. Always enjoy to be with all of you. And I have to say that I think some of your hosts are some of the best in the world. I've worked with hosts all over the world and just have such a great time, and can't wait to be back in studio enjoying some of that Manly Beach vibe and seeing all of you live in studio at TVSN. Okay.